And I was wondering, what are some of your favorite meals to eat?
Our favorite meals are chicken, rice, pizza, hamburger, hot dogs, sausages, sandwich, fried potatoes, and roasted pigs. Amen. In Kenya, we have the big five. These are elephant, leopard, cheetah, lion, and buffalo.
Yes.
One of the problems affecting me is indeed. It explains how obtain disorders therapy and can struggle all the time. And I remember how my challenges begins at home. It explains how the behavior starts at home.
So our school is not directly by the Eiffel Tower. We live in Gars, which is St. Cloud, which is a town that is in Paris, but it's not by the Eiffel Tower.
How far are you from the Eiffel Tower?
We are about, at, I think we say 20, 25. No, less. No, you see, what do we say? What's that?
As the bird flies.
As the bird flies, about 1K.
Okay.
One kilometer. No, it's pretty five.
Which is about
3 miles.
Thank you. I want to know how many kids are in your school?
Like in the middle school or overall?
Overall.
780.
We have about 700.
Oh,
Our school's from kindergarten to 12th grade.
it's like our school's from kindergarten to 12th grade. Is that the same for you guys?
No, we go kindergarten through 5th.
Oh, okay.
Gosh.
If you want, I can show you how the first step to make pizza. Okay.
Okay.
Natural water. Okay. And that is the yeast. The most important thing is to have a good quality of tomato and mozzarella too, Now we are going to make the dough. That is the yeast. You must dissolve into the water. Very, very gently. That's the ingredient. I don't know if you can see. That's okay. I show you. Okay. The yeast you must dissolve into the water. Very, very gently. That's the ingredient. I don't know if you can see. That's okay. I show you. Okay. The Chicago style pizza, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, in Italy we don't use heat this type of pizza. The Chicago style is pizza is a different pizza. In Italy, we don't like this type of pizza. Sometimes I make Chicago-style pizza for my friend because my friend like the new type of pizza, but very strong pizza like Chicago style. I like it.
Always increases about 2 or 3% every year, so it'll be larger than $8,000 by the time you guys get to college, but we don't know the exact amount right now.
But the important thing to remember that is if you start saving right now, it's going to be a lot easier to pay for college. So make sure you talk to your parents about starting to save for college early.
Okay, what about if you get like a scholarship?
Scholarship is one of the forms of financial aid that can help you pay for college, and there's a lot of different kinds, whether it has to do with organizations that you're a part of or money from the government and things like that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We're from Skullwera, if you didn't already know, and we're going to answer the questions that you would like to know.
You guys can also ask us a few questions if you would like.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so we're gonna start.
600 children in our school, but in some other schools there could only be about 200.
In our school, we have about 700 kids. What are your grades like? Like, how do you group your grades in your school?
Oh, we would have like 5-year-olds would be in junior infants, and then we have senior infants. I'm not sure what grade that. And then we have first class, second class, and then third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and that's what we're in. And then we go into secondary school, which is what they call high school. I'm not sure.
Okay. In where we live, we have. What type of food is served to students in the cafeteria?
Well, we don't really have a cafeteria. We bring in healthy packed up lunches that are usually like sandwiches and apples, like fruit and vegetables. But on every Friday, we're allowed to bring in a treat. So that's like your sweets, like chocolate bars.
Candy and stuff.
And I'm done. Cane issue.
Goblin day dish.
Cane dot is far last.
It's jarg.
So that's basically a simple conversation in Irish.
The one book I'm working on now, right now as we speak, is titled A Hat for Mrs. Goldman. And it's a really sweet little story about a little girl whose neighbor, Mrs. Goldman, knits hats for everybody in the neighborhood except for herself. And it's wintertime and she's freezing, and little Sophia feels badly for Mrs. Goldman because her head is so cold. But she's too busy making hats for everybody else. So Sophia decides to knit Mrs. Goldman a hat.
But first ever NFL game, and what that meant, it was not just a truly exciting time, but it was pretty nervous too.
All right, thank you.
It's your thing. I started playing football as a senior in high school. I think I was 16 or 17 years old. And then after going to the University of Central Florida, best college ever.
Yay!
Yeah, UCF, go Knights.
Go Knights.
I think I was probably 20 or 21 years old when I first entered the NFL. And, you know, when you think back now, I probably thought, well, gosh, when I was 20 or 21, I thought I was an adult. And I thought I knew a lot about the world and I knew how to make good decisions. But looking back now as a 42-year-old dad, boy, I was just a kid. I was just a kid. So when you see these guys on TV, even though they're driving, you know, fancy cars and have fancy things, in our eyes, and in your teacher's eyes, and your mom and dad's eyes, they're really just kids.
Thank you.
That I will give to anybody. It could be a student or a stranger on the street. So listen up, because this is if you're going to remember anything from what I said, I want you to remember this. You can do anything you want to do. What one man can do or woman can do, another man or woman can do. But the only way you'll be able to do it is if you create a goal. Your ultimate goal, and put that way up here. But in order to achieve that ultimate goal, guys, you have to create smaller, achievable goals. So let's say that Michael or Zach or Landry wants to play in the NFL or be a doctor or be a lawyer. That's an ultimate goal. That's a high one. You can't do that by tomorrow. But in order to achieve that goal, you can make a smaller, more achievable goal for the end of the week. In order for me to achieve that goal of being a doctor, a lawyer, or an NFL football player, I got to pass this test at the end of the week. So I'm going to go home tonight, and I'm not going to play Xbox 360, but I'm going to study for that test. And that small achievable goal, when you add all those up, will help you reach that ultimate goal. Create goals, guys. That's very important. Okay, it's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it. What I like about it is it has the Super Bowl right there and the team I played for, but on the side, it even has my name, which I think is really cool. Mike Grudadoria, number 60, pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And that goes in the office. But what you can take out and let people wear is the Super Bowl ring. And it's really cool because it's really big. It's made of a lot of gold, which is neat, some diamonds. And what was really cool about the Super Bowl that I won for the St. Louis Rams is we were the only team that was owned by a female, which is really cool. There's 32 teams, 31 guys own 31 teams, but our team was owned by Miss Georgia Frontieri. So she made sure that she designed this herself and put more diamonds in our ring than any other owner put in their ring. So that's a little story about that. But that's a Super Bowl ring. That's a Super Bowl trophy. Thank you for inviting me to your class. This was totally a fun time. Thank you.
How do you come up with the ideas for books?
So Michael, can you say anything more? So I mentioned that we talk with kids on Skype.
We do Skype in the classroom, and where we really get our ideas is from you guys.
Yes, okay. He's pretty silly. Okay, so when we have an idea, it often starts with a little note.
Can you say that again, please?
Are you located in Maine?
Located in Maine? Yeah! I asked you what is the order and ocean.
I'm sure you have something prepared for us, but we also have some quick questions.
Okay.
So we were hoping we could do the questions first.
You want to do questions first? Great, let's do it.
Okay. About how many different animals do you have at the park?
Oh, that's a really good question. So we have about 67 different species of mammals, and we have 330 species of birds. We have 16 different fish, 4 amphibians, and 7 different reptiles.
That's a lot, thank you.
That's a lot of animals. Here are some of them.
Whoa.